No.
All right. Well, Kanye West is on a mission to get every artist their masters.
Praise God.
You go off, Kanye. Do what's good for you, brother.
At this point, Kanye is the kid in the class that you support because you want them to do something, and as long as they are not directly hurting themselves or others, you just say, "Okay, Kanye." And you know what? In the heart of hearts, getting everybody their masters is a good thing. You just don't overthink it anymore. Just don't even overthink it. Is good and get masters a good thing? Yes. Then praise God.
You just put the picture on the refrigerator with the rest of them.
Hang Kanye's picture, and he's gonna make one every day.
Look.
Hang his picture.
Look.
He's going to keep drawing a blue circle. He's gonna keep drawing a blue circle. Hang it up. Pick your battles. With Kanye, pick your battles. Now, him and Joe
Kanye
walking on water, that's a problem.
Yeah, I still didn't see that. That sounds awful.
See, this is your topic.
All right, so
it was like double dutch. I saw it in your eyes. I was like, he's trying to figure out where to get in at.
For me,
but yeah,
I think the idea of everybody having their masters is good on paper. I feel like
Alana said.
Yeah, like it's a good idea. Realistically, will that happen? I don't think so. I feel like Kanye needs like somebody, just like how you said. I feel like Kanye has too many yes men around him. Like there's a lot of albums that I've been like, yo, like what was that dude? Rhyme Fest has even said it. Like when Kanye was putting out that Pablo album. He said he left the studio and when Kanye said one line that he was just like, bro, this is too far. And he said when he noticed everybody was cheering Kanye on, he was just like, okay, I gotta go. And he said he just left for his own mental being. And I feel like that's what's going on. Like other artists have like media training and all this other stuff, and Kanye's just saying what comes to his mind, and it's like, hey, bro, chill. Like you don't. Like somebody needs to take his phone. Like sometimes when I say stuff, my sister's like a message me and be like, hey Tobias, give me your phone. And I'll be like, oh, okay, my bad. Like I say something that I think is funny on Instagram or yeah, like I'm crazy. But even I know, but the thing is I know, like I'm like, oh, this is crazy, but it's funny to me. So I'm gonna say it. But I feel like Kanye thinks like this is genius and y'all need to know. And people are like no, man. So on paper, I think everybody should have their masters. I feel like we all know everybody's getting screwed by the music industry. Joe Budden, like, you know, finally like gonna do his own thing and all this stuff is popping up about him. Coincidence? I think not. I am one of those people that like I don't say I read too much into conspiracy theories, but I do feel like it's sometimes crazy how like an artist is like they challenge the music industry. Then they die or they go missing or they are labeled insane all of a sudden. And so, hell, I feel like that's what happened with Chappelle a little bit. Like when he tried to buck against the TV industry, and then all of a sudden he's like, he's crazy, he's on drugs and all this stuff. Yeah. So I feel like the downside though is Kanye does have a mental problem, and so then when somebody says he's crazy, he makes it hard for us to be like, no, you're not, because then he'll say something and you're just like, come on, man. Like we want to root for you, bro. But you keep doing stuff that make it hard. Like, you keep saying stuff that make it hard, man. And it's like, yeah, I personally think like we live in a great era for musicians. Like we have these people that are doing stuff independently because of Instagram, Facebook, social media. So I feel like if Kanye wanted to start a new avenue where maybe he started like, I don't know, making sure artists going forward had their masters, but trying to go back and do it, I don't think that's a good way to go.
Lon, who used to host this show, shout out to Lon. I asked him to join us for this segment. he turned me down, but he said but he sent out a list of his thoughts on it. He's very adamant about his podcast hiatus. I don't know what we did to him, but he's very adamant about it. But he did send a list of his thoughts on it. I asked Lon specifically because Lon has a degree in the music business, like literally whatever the name of the degree is, but like that's his thing. Tour manager, all of that type of stuff. Lon is amazing. So shout out to Lon. His Kanye breakdown. I'm gonna give you the bullet points because that's all there are. Here's bullet points. Kanye wants to buy back his masters, but can't seem to get to the bottom of how much they're worth and who has that info. He says he's seeking freedom for artists and creatives that are in convoluted contracts. Like, that's crazy for one artist. Imagine you taking on all of the artists, like T is saying.
Also, take care of home if you can't get your own masters.
Right home.
More on that, and let's talk about it right now. I think Kanye West it's really his fight for himself, but in order for people to help champion it, it's, well, I'm doing this for all of us. It's like, no, you're doing this for you. And history has shown that you're very self-serving. This ain't for everybody. This is for Kanye, Omari West.
A word.
Kanye and Omari both mean king, by the way, which is dope. There's been a recent push for creatives to get their fair share of the market, a market that would not exist without the creative themselves, a market that seemingly has taken advantage of the creative for quite some time. Also, he said, we still don't know how to make a stream. We still don't know how much a stream is worth and how they come up with that valuation.
That's true.
Most artists live off live performances and endorsements, a lucky few. And since COVID, if you haven't flipped some immaculate investments, many of them have been cash strapped and in many instances had to lay off staff because of lack of cash flow. Cash flow that owning your masters would generate. So that was like one of the things. If I own my masters, then I would be able to pay for this, that, and the third. So Mr. West is taking it upon himself to rally the industry to bring clarity and transparency to the way contracts and or publishing agreements are done and shift the narrative of artists being taken advantage of. He posted all his contracts on Twitter, which is wild.
That is wild. Can you legally do that?
I think I need to get back on Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm not on Twitter
the
either.
king of doing things the wrong way. Nothing about what he's saying or if his intent were pure is wrong. It's Twitter, Kanye. How is that at the least the most professional way? If we're serious about doing something that is binding, how is that the most professional way to? And you think we about to go through all these tweets to read your contract?
This is Lon sent these crazy tweets that Kanye posted. We don't have time to read them all, but thank you, Lon, for your efforts, man. For real. This is very helpful. He posted all his contracts on Twitter, which is wild. Some artists have no ownership of their masters, and I was add to that, make an addendum to that. Most are.
He only got 7 years. He preached for another 7.
Is he still preaching? I thought they kicked him out after he beefed with 50 Cent.
That's our one church.
They was on 50 side. They was like, no, we heard this track, man.
That's one church. Got no more hustle.
If you tired of being kicked out of churches for beefing with 50 Cent, come on over to Death Row.
He's still Mace. And somebody somewhere is still attracted to his influence just because he's Mace.
Mm-hmm.
Mace will be fine. He'll be all right. If all else fails, you go back to G Unit.
My good friend.
We can't. 50 forgot about G Unit.
Oh, yeah. 50 ain't doing music no more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he can get a role.
He found the bigger bag.
He can go on G Unit Productions and get a role on the show.
Yeah, he on Stars now.
Pretty much.
He on every network right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't think a lot of people understand what companies or record companies having your masters means to the record company. It doesn't profit the record company for you to own your masters. So why would they give it up? And anyone that doesn't know, being on a record label is a loan. It is a loan. And that is how you have to see it. That's why you got to look at the Chance the Rappers and look at their blueprint and, and people like that. Or I'll say Master P's, even though, he was like a subsidiary of like Universal or whatever. Like you got to look at people like the Cash Moneys and, well, never mind.
Not the Cash Money.
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle.
Yes, definitely.
Toby.
TMC. You got to look at that. You got to look at maybe even TDE, maybe. Why are you saying slave names? What you say?
Toby, I can't. I don't know how to say his last name.
Toby.
Try Jesus. Yeah, Toby and Fat. They do it all on their own.
That's all I have to say about that. I mean, I have more to say about that, but we don't have time. We'll be back. We'll be right back after these. I don't know if they're messages. We'll be right back. Tobias, just log in with the same link, brother.
I tried last time. It was not working.